Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome to War Thunder. War Thunder is a new title. Well, actually no, it's not necessarily a new title. It's been in beta now for about a year, but the full open beta has now been released to Steam. A few more people now hearing about it. Now, this title I sort of first heard about probably about a year ago. Had a quick look at it, but wasn't too fast because it was a very early beta. But I've picked it back up again now to sort of have a look at it. So now that it's on Steam, there's a bit more of a bigger player community and a few more people sort of asking and inquiring about it. So let's have a quick overview of it today while we get started. So, what is War Thunder? So War Thunder is an online MMO, so based around World War Two combat, World War Two and Korea combat, actually, funnily enough. So what they've done is it's by a company called Guardian Entertainment. So they have been around for a little bit. They're most notable for Wings of Prey. And to be honest, guys, this game is actually just Wings of Prey. Wings of Prey. Sorry, can't talk today. Wings of Prey, but with essentially full online. Now, Wings of Prey was a pretty damn good title. I played quite a bit of it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Might even go back and have a look at it one of these days. So yeah, Wings of Prey was a very good title. Very popular. Had a really good balance, I felt, between being a simulator and being an arcade as something you can drop in and out of and have some fun with. And what they've essentially done is they've taken that concept, the very effective concept that they had, and they've placed it onto as a MMO. Now, how is it different from just your normal online multiplayer of your standard something like Wings of Prey, you might ask? Well, let's have a quick look. So the MMO terms comes from the fact that you do have this research tree. So each nation, so there are 5 nations represented. So we've got the British, of course, this British Commonwealth forces. So we've got British and Australian forces in here, along with some colour schemes for South African and New Zealand as well, I've noticed. And you've also got the Americans, of course. What World War Two game would be without the Americans? The Luftwaffe, the USSR, the British, and the Japanese. So all your major players of the Second World War and your major powers are all represented here. Now, these tech trees, essentially when you start, so if we have a look back here, so when you first start, literally you start with these reserve aircraft. So very little, basically very basic, usually pre-war light fighters, and this is what you get for free. You then go through and you can then buy additional aircraft. Now there's 2 forms of currency in this game. So you've got your silver lines, which is your main currency, and then you've got your premium currency, so it's the stuff you actually have to buy, which is called your golden eagles. So some of these aircraft, as you can see, are actually using the golden eagles. So these aircraft are generally preset. Now, pros and cons. The preset aircraft generally means you can access a quality aeroplane sooner than you could normally, and it also comes with all the upgrades, which I'll get to in just a moment, already purchased for it. So essentially you're actually buying the upgrades. However, everything else, like all your main stuff in the game though, can be purchased just simply using the in-game silver lines, which you actually earn just by playing missions. So this sort of leads into, for me, is it a pay-to-win kind of scenario? So we'll go through a look at the British ones. This is the trio that I've been working on. So when you first start, you start with 2 Hawker Furies, so very, sort of between the war biplane fighters, and 2 Nimrods, the Nimrod Mark 1 and Mark 2. That's what you start with, that's it. Now, as you level up, so you've got your main ranking there, so where you sit in there, and then you've also got your individual country rankings as well. So as you earn a rank within an air force, you can then unlock extra aircraft. So for example, as you can see here, the Gladiator Mark II is unlocked once you reach rank 1, and something like the Meteor F8 is when you hit the top, which is rank 20. Now these things here, as I said, vast majority can be purchased using your standard in-game currency, your silver lions, and it is actually surprisingly easy to earn those, so which is probably why I don't have as much of an issue with this, and it's although it has elements of pay to win, it's still relatively easy to actually slog it on up and get up there. So getting onto that now, with these premium aircraft, so if you have a look at something, let's have a look at, say, where are we? Okay, so your Typhoon Mark 1B, let's have a look at that. So your Mark 1B, now you can get the Typhoon 1B as a normal player aircraft, or you can purchase as part of one of the DLCs that's available. Now the big difference between the two is that one, you get a massive experience bonus, so you've got your, sort of these premium aircraft give you a massive experience bonus. So something like the Typhoon here gives you a 220% reward on the XP and any silver lions that you earn in mission, and then you also get a bonus experience as well. For essentially you're doubling it. Now, if you have a look at something like the Typhoon 1A, so your standard one, okay, you're getting a 270, but you're not getting that bonus. If you want to get that bonus, you then have to purchase something using the premium currency. So, pay to win, yes, no, maybe. I think that you can get away without buying these, or essentially all the other main difference is the fact that you can access these aircraft earlier. So with that Typhoon 1B, for example, you access it at rank 10 instead of having to wait till rank 13. So, But can you still unlock stuff game and be successful without paying to win? Yes, you can. Is it a lot harder? Do you have to take a lot longer to do it? Yes, you do. Now, one of the things you do get when you first sign up, you will get a bonus of these golden eagles. You get, I think it's just over 1,000 you get. Essentially, that allows you to buy about a week and a half's worth of the premium, what we call their premium membership. So with their premium membership, what you get is that you get, here we are, bring it up here. So you get 200% increase on your XP. So you get a massive, massive XP bonus. You also get an increase in your lions, so the main currency increase. You get that as well as part of that. So is it worth getting, or just slog it out? Well, I've only been playing this for a couple of, literally I played this for 2 days now, so I just want to get a bit of a feel for it before I did the video. And I've managed to rank up to rank 5, and within the Royal Air Force I'm rank 4. Almost rank 5. Now, pretty much all of that is because of the fact that I've got the 1 week membership. So is it worth buying the stuff on Steam and the actual digital store to unlock some of these gift airplanes? You know what, honestly, probably not. Is it worth getting it so you get the golden eagles, or using the golden eagles for your premium membership for a premium account for a week or two? If you're thinking about just doing this for a while, then yes, it is worth it, absolutely. Because your XP works in a couple of different ways, and this is where we get back into our MMO part. So down the bottom here, this is have your air crews. Now, when you first start a country, or a country's air force, so let's have a look, let's have a look at the US one again. As you can see, you've got 3. So you have 3 crews that you can actually assign aircraft to. Now then, you purchase additional crew. Now you can purchase 2 additional crew members with just the silver lions. But if you want to have more than that, you have to use the premium currency. Why do you need all these crews down here? Well, because the aircraft can take time or cost lions to actually repair. The other reason why to have multiple crew is that in your arcade type battles, because they offer 3 types of battles, so arcade, historical and full real. In your arcade style, you can actually keep respawning for as long as you have available crew and aircraft. So if, for example, if I jumped into a map with the Americans right now, then I'd only be able to respawn 3 times. I'd be able to spawn 3 times. If I jumped in with my Royal Air Force deck, then I'd be able to spawn up to 5 times. So it is kind of helpful in the arcade stuff. Historical only allows you to spawn once, so you must choose your aircraft before you actually jump into the map. And yeah, there's also a couple of differences as well. So, following up from that, now let's go back to this MMO part. So this is where the MMO part comes into it. So each of these crews have different skill sets. So if we jump into and view the crew, let's view the crew of my Spitfire here. But I've only just unlocked the Spitfire Mark 1, so I've been playing around this at the moment. So your crew XP points. So as you, as your aircraft, as your crew have kills, do operations, destroy targets, and whatever during the games, they earn XP points. So some of the free XP gets converted to some of these crew points. Now you can purchase additional ones using the premium currency, and this is where it starts falling into the is it a pay to win category or not, but you can slog it out pretty well. So when you've accumulated your XP points, you can increase the various skills of your pilots or the gunners that are assigned to that crew. Ground service, so things like, you know, you can make your weapons, you know, they're less likely to overheat, they reload faster. How quickly your aircraft is repaired as well is pretty cool. Then you can also give them advanced qualifications, but to do that you actually need to have a crew level of a certain number before you can start assigning that. Now whenever you assign an aircraft to a crew, it does cost you a small amount of these silver lions, or small to large depending on which aircraft you choose, to actually then get them certified on the type so they can actually fly it. And now they don't lose the certification they have previously, so as you can see this crew has flown on their 3rd aircraft they've flown, and if you ever need to increase their level and whatever, you can do that with these XP points. So let's have a look here. So I've currently have 26 XP points to spend on Spitfire, so he's going to be doing a lot of dogfighting, so he's probably going to need to have some pretty good G tolerance, so let's probably give him one more of those. Now stamina and vitality, this is basically how well they can still function after pulling high G maneuvers, and also if they get shot at, if they're going to actually get knocked out and die, which actually can cause you to lose a game very, very nicely. So we'll get to a game in a moment. Alright, so just because I'm waffling, what have we got here? Gunners, I don't need gunners because it's going to be fighters, ground service, so I'm going to want the ground weapon maintenance because I don't want my weapons overheating. I'll give them a couple of those. What have I got left? I've got quite a few points left. So let's get these up. There we go. Okay, so we apply that, and there we go. Done. Crew point spent. So what else we got here? So you got in your hangar. So the hangar is where you can actually have a look at your aeroplane, and the models in this are really quite good. Couple of historical inaccuracies every now and again, but you know what, I can live with that. But the overall models that they're using are pretty damn good. Now you can change the look of the aircraft, apparently not this one, but let's go back and have a look. Let's have a look at the Hurricane. I know you can change the Hurricane one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is where you can see some of the customization I'm about to get to. So you can get these little decals, so you can go through and you can unlock these. So everything in this game that you see these golden eagles on can be unlocked just by playing the game, which is why I'm okay with it. You can buy it using the golden eagles to get access to it faster, but everything that you see here, all these customization options, can all be unlocked without actually having to pay for anything. These ones will have, so for example here we are, so you've got to shoot down up to 300 players by flying German, Italian or Japanese aircraft. So this one here, so shoot down 14 players while playing as a American, British or German aircraft. So everything can be unlocked, all your customizations options, all your decals, and the extra paint schemes that you can have, these can all be unlocked just by playing the game. So if you want early access to it and all the cosmetic stuff, then yep, you can spend your money on it, or if you're happy just to pluck around and unlock it as you go along, you can do that as well. Then you can put all the markings and customize it so it's actually just what you want on your aeroplane. So pretty cool. Alright, now the other thing is, and this again goes on to the MMO part, so you've seen the fact that we can adjust our crew's abilities. Now what you can also do is you can also mess with your aircraft, so you can upgrade your aircraft. So as you unlock XP, as you sort of fly the aircraft, do kills and whatever, your XP goes towards you as the Air Force, but also goes towards the aircraft that you got it in. Now the more XP you get, then you can unlock more and more devices. Now these are actually all surprisingly cheap, because you'll see in a moment how many of these silver lines you actually get in a game. So you can shortcut it, and again, by using golden eagles, or we can just sort of keep playing a little bit and off you go. So now that seems like a lot, 9,000 XP, but it's surprisingly fast to get it there. So you go through, unlock these for each of the aircraft. You can change the weapons loadout, so you can something that's more incendiary based, something you can just deal with everything, just your basic free ones. This is what they cost for you to when you deploy, so it'll use some of these silver lines every time you deploy. Alright, so I think I've waffled on enough for now. Let's go and jump into a game. Now, as I was saying before, you have different types of battles. So you have your arcade, historical, and for real. So your arcade battles is where, you know, it's a more basic flight model. It's not drawn from any historical battle or anything like that. It's just simply that two teams get put together. Doesn't matter who they are, they just get done. So you can have German aircraft flying alongside British and American and Japanese and Chinese and all the rest of it, and then going up against whoever. Historical, essentially what it does is that it gives you, it takes it out of some history, and then beyond that, it will then assign you into teams based on that history. So British and Commonwealth forces fly on one side, and Germans fly on the other, or Americans and Japanese. So it's very historical based. So the other advantage of doing historical battles is the fact that the XP you get is a lot higher. So if you are looking at XPing up fast, the way to do it. So what we'll do is, I think we'll just jump into an arcade one today. Oh yes, it's damage models, a lot more accurate, and you run out of ammunition because you've got to land and rearm if you want to get your ammunition back up. But let's do an arcade one for now, just to quickly jump in and see what it's like, and you'll be able to see all the multiple spawn points. So while we just wait for a game, and here we go. That was a lot faster than usual. Okay, so you got a couple of main options in this game. So essentially maps you'll be presented with. Airfield domination is one that pops up semi-regularly. Essentially you have to land on the strip to capture it, and then when you have an advantage over your opponent, they start losing their tickets. So pretty cool like that. The other types are simple air to ground, just kill all the enemy forces and aeroplanes, and other ones are things like so what we're going to do is we're going to fly out with my Gladiator first. So get the not so good aeroplane out the first time. Alright, so just while we're sort of starting to fly into battle, quick look around the aeroplane. So as I said, the modelling that they have is pretty good. You can unlock different colour schemes and decals and stuff like that. But the modelling is pretty good. I've always been rather impressed by it. And it did impress me in Wings of Prey as well. So, alright, now as I was saying, this mission has us having to capture airfields, and I think somebody's going for that one. Is anybody going to C at the moment? If not, let's go for it. Alright. Couple of F2s going over there. Now you can change your viewpoints, so you can use your third-person sort of arcade style view. You've got an in-cockpit view, which is pretty good. So just flying around with my there. So you can see all your dials. They actually do respond, but you just can't control them. Then after that, you've got a virtual HUD view. So it just shows you this one. Back to the third person. Your bombers and anything armed with a turret also then have like a bomb aiming, bomb sight, and a turret view as well. That's pretty cool. So I might show you blend them a little bit later on after this. Alright, so for now, let's go in. Now, it's essentially, although a lot of this is still kind of PvE, it's primarily PvP based. So it's about going in, shooting down people, and trying not to letting yourself get shot down as well. So we're going to scoot in here. Now, with your things here, it's got the flight modelling is really good, and the damage model, as you're probably going to see very shortly, because I'm being swarmed, so this is not going to end well. It's pretty good, and also there's something like the engines as well. So they've got what's called war emergency power, or sort of afterburners, as sort of sometimes referred to it as. What it allows you to do is it allows you to actually pull on a bit of engine bit of extra engine power. But if you... whoa, and yeah, you can get rammed, by the way, so that's always a bit interesting. There you go. And as you probably just saw, the damage model is pretty damn cool. Like, you've got chunks of aeroplane flying off all over the place. So, yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, alright, okay. Let's get on to the... Yeah, let's take my Mark 1 out. Right, so, you can change your ammunition, as I was saying. So, I'm going to use this one because it's incendiary and looks like we've got mostly fairly unarmoured opponents at the moment. You can change what your guns are sighted at. I generally recommend them as sort of 400 or 500 meters. I like 500 personally. So this is where all the rounds will actually converge. So you sort of give yourself a little bit of difference. Alright, and let's get back on the way again. Alright, so, as I was, before I was already notified by being killed by my opponent there, you've got your flight model is pretty good, and your damage model is pretty good, so when if you can still fly with half a wing shot off, but you'll be very unstable, you have to work a lot harder. With your engines, you can call on extra power, sort of going up to 110%, but if you leave it there too long, it will actually burn your engine out, and you will have to, you'll lose your engine for a few minutes. While it actually sort of cools down before it can start up again. So, yeah, only use it in an emergency. That's why it's there for. Alright, so let's see if we can actually do any good on this map today. So they're sort of circling, defending that base there, and they're sending a couple of other things in. So we'll see if we can deal with these guys first. So you got your little radar on the top right there, as you can see, and you got a little target lead indicator. Ooh. Okay. Sometimes lag can be an issue as well, so just be aware of that as well. Oh, and someone's on my 6. So it does have G effects as well, so redouts and blackouts can happen. And I'm really not having a good day today, am I? It's on fire, I'm going to burn up in a minute. And yeah, down. Not having a good day. So just give you the sort of thing where you sort of see your enemy and you can sort of go back and kill them if you need to. Alright. I am going to go for my Blenheim. Let's see if we can scoot out and kill some ground targets. Alright, so yeah, you do have quite a range of aircraft in this game. So you got obviously a lot of single engine fighters, because that's what a lot of people like. But you also have sort of your heavy fighters. You got your light and medium bombers as well. So you something like your Blenheim here is it's a light bomber, designed primarily for sort of level attacks. And we're going to sort of keep high. Try and kill some stuff on the ground. So this is what I was saying, is that you do have aircraft that do have turrets, some of your heavy fighters and your bombers. You can switch to your turret view, and then you sort of just mouse around and then fire off when you got an opponent coming in to get you. And sometimes, folks, this will save your life. So you still maintain control of the aircraft while you're still shooting around. So, Now the other view, of course, is the bomb sight view. So we can sort of still adjust the aircraft, move around. As you come in on your targets now, zoom in. And it isn't like, there's no sort of lock-on missiles or anything sort of like that, because it is a World War Two sort of simulator, so it is going to do have to lead targets, nothing's going to hone. Oh. One's going to miss. Anyway. And then we'll tap back to this one. So what you have to do now, so in a historical battle, you would then have to land back at your airfield to rearm. In your arcade type battles, you can sort of just basically just circle and just wait. So you have a little timer there, and oh, I actually hit something. Excellent. So yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. I actually Nice. So as you can see, guys, as you can see, the silver lines there. Each one of those kills got me 495 of those lines. So yes, you know, things seem really expensive in terms of those lines, but all you have to do is kill a few ground units and, you know, even hit a player's aircraft, and you will get a lot of the in-game currency very, very quickly. Premium membership, the reason why I'm sort of suggesting, if you are sort of looking at sort of sticking out and giving it a try for any length of time, why to actually grab it, even if you just grab it for a week or a month, is because the XP boost you get, especially for unlocking aircraft, is pretty damn important. So if you want to get all the really cool aircraft fairly fast, as I said, like I've been playing a few days and I'm already sort of on level 5. Now my bomb's just sort of rearmed there. Now I'm taking a bit of a risk because I shouldn't really do this in a Blenheim. Oh yeah, and if you do overspeed too much, you will actually, your aircraft will fall apart. Alright, so let's get myself back up. There we go. So I can't shoot anything down today, but apparently I can actually get some decent ground shots in today. Well, that's good. So as you see, I think it's a lot of fun, this game. I've been thoroughly enjoying it, and the devs have actually made the declaration now that although it is technically still in beta, when the beta does end and it goes to the final version, no accounts will be wiped, and everything that you bought and the currency and stuff will remain on your account. So that's actually a pretty big statement for the devs, so they're pretty comfortable with it. And you know what, from what I've seen so far, it is pretty cool. Let's scroll in here. No, I think I've got somebody coming after me up in a fury, I think. Keep orbiting. Some bombs going. After this one, I might do a historical battle after this one, I think. Alright, so I got my bombs back. Alright, yeah, you can just use, you don't have to use the bomb site, you can just use this side as well. And apparently, yeah. Got my bombs there. Right. Yep. There we go, so this is some of the turret combat. Folks, yeah, so you can do them actually just by simply shooting stuff. There we go. And you can get an aircraft kill every now and again. Sometimes people just don't want to die, do they? And where are we? Oh, and battle's over. Looks like our team lost. Alright, so after the mission you get a quick little summary wrap-up screen, like any multiplayer thing, I suppose. So what we get, so shot down a couple of aeroplanes, got a few aircraft kills. Oh. Alright, so as you just saw, so as your XP increases, so even if failure still gets you a decent amount of XP. So you see I've unlocked the next rank, so I've shot up to rank 5. As I was saying, when you rank up, you get access to new aircraft. Now, machine guns are good, but cannons, something like the Beaufighter armed cannons, awesome. Alright, so what we do? So, we got 10,000 XP. Now, what you get, as I was saying, this was a premium bonus. So, having the premium account gave me an extra 5,500 XP and almost an extra 2,000 lines. So, as I was saying, if you're thinking about doing this one, you can buy a week's worth of the in-game of the premium account just from what you get free just for starting. And honestly, for most of the aircraft, you can grind them out, and this will really help you towards your sort of getting it up and leveling up. So it is quite a bit of a jump to each level, but as I said, you get a lot of XP for decent games as well. So as you go up levels, you get XP off all your aircraft, you unlock things as well. So for example, we're here because we got some decent XP in my Gladiator, so I unlocked a new component for my Gladiator. And it's quite a good stuff in the Blenheim, so I've unlocked 2 new things for the Blenheim. Now, where do we sit? So, oh, actually did not do too badly on my team. Even though my team lost. So, there we go. Alright, so that's that one done. Now what this allows you to do, as I was saying before, so here we go. So this is what I've unlocked now. So I can now buy these. And as you can see, 230 and 400 or whatever it was for that one. So what, 1,000 silver lines, and I got like a lot more than that in just that battle. So it's worth it. Okay, now what we'll do now is we'll do a historical battle now, just to show you a bit of the difference. So I'll take my spit out for a pilot, shall I? Let's go. We'll just wait for a game. Just while we're waiting for a game, I want to have a quick overview of the single player component to this game. For those who, I mean, it is predominantly a multiplayer game, but being an MMORPG, it's kind of important that it's online. But single player, yeah, look, it's there in the form of missions. Now, it's still designed as multiplayer. It's also designed to co-op with up to 4 people. You've got essentially 3 options for sort of singles, or co-op play. So you've got a dynamic campaign. So you can choose one of these sort of campaigns that come bundled with it. So anything from the Siege of Malta, Battle of Berlin, Battle of Britain, and it sort of goes through, and these are the 2 sort of forces that you can choose from. Goes through a series of missions, one after the other, until somebody finishes it. Then we can choose a single mission. Now, single missions are divvied up into different theatres and then different sort of teams and stuff like that. The only thing is that you have to reach a certain level to actually be able to unlock them and actually be able to play them. So, for example, this one here, this assault one, part of the Siege of Malta, you actually have to have the German Air Force or the Luftwaffe rank of 1 to unlock it. Something like Malta on Fire, you have to have a Luftwaffe rank of 4. So, until you reach these ranks, you can't unlock them and play them. So, and what do you get for it? Well, you get some free lines, you get some free XP, your bonuses for a premium subscription do apply, but you don't get the XP for the Air Force that you fly with, which is my only sort of problem with them, but anyway. And the last one is a mission editor, where you can actually choose a custom one, so you actually choose a combat theatre, so essentially what map it's going to be on. So, just because I was there multi recently, so Siege of Malta, you can choose what year, so this controls what aircraft are going to be available. For example, if you choose 1945, then you will have jets in there, and if you don't have a jet, then you're going to be screwed. Or 1940, you'll only have aircraft that are available around 1940. Then you can choose which team you're on. Do you want to fly as the Allies? Do you want to fly as the Axis? Which one do you want to do? And which sector. So there'll be each large map will actually have then a series of smaller sectors that you can actually choose to fly in. So you can go through each of those, and then you just play it as you need to. Sets it up as a multiplayer game, which people can join, or you can just fly it solo, completely up to you, with some AI assistance. So, Alright, well that's the single player. As I said, single player is pretty damn small. You can purchase 2 proper single player campaigns. It can be purchased through the War Thunder side or through the Steam as part of the Aces pack. Alright, so it took a while, but we finally got there. Okay, so historical battles differ for a couple of main reasons. First one is no respawns. So the aircraft you select in your main hangar view is the aircraft you will be flying with in that thing, and you will get 1 shot, and 1 shot, that's it. You also then have your ammunition is actually limited to what your aircraft carries. So when you run out, you have to land back at your airfield, and you have to actually rearm. Now this one we're doing here, so this is actually a new map that they've only just released. So what this one is doing is this one in sort of other, you got to defend it. You can defend the airfield, basically is what it is. So your opponent's aim is to escort the bombers all the way to target, and your aim is to shoot the bombers down before they get there. One of the big things is a lot of people just sort of go for the bombers first. Yeah, you've got to take care of the escorts, because if you don't take care of the escorts, then yeah, it's kind of all for naught. so what we're going to do is, the only variations sort of happen with this is the weather changes sometimes. Sometimes you've got clouds, sometimes it's nice and sunny. Alright, so I'm just going to climb, get a bit of altitude. Now your weapons do more realistic damage as well. Not that the damage model isn't pretty damn good already, you get even better damage models in this now. On top of that, yeah, just the overall aerodynamics in your modelling just becomes better. In the historical one, you get your limited ammunition, so and you get compensated for all this by the fact that it is then you get a higher XP. Everything is worth more. So your hits, you're simply taking off. It's because some of the historical battle ones you actually have to still take off from an airfield before you actually go and do anything. So all that stuff is actually, gives you XP. So they sort of do both that one. So just have you spin around, have a look at my Spitfire on there. Not bad. Alright, jump back. So now we should have some coming into range now. So that's all for some bombers. Now I probably won't last long here, folks, but let's see what we can do today. Alright, so I think that's some enemies now. Down out of the clouds. Okay, so interesting. Where the hell are the escorts? Oh well, if they're going to give us a free run. Oh, and so yeah, as you were saying about the G's and forces and stuff like that, yeah, there you go, you just saw some. Okay, now the other thing is, you notice in the arcade one there was a target lead indicator. Yeah, guess what? It ain't there in this one. So avoid your fire from those nasty tail gunners and waist gunners on the bombers. So that you shoot through, dive through, and then climb back up again. This fog is absolutely killing me. There we go. Alright. Don't know what happened to the opponent team, but I'm not going to argue with it. I've lost half my teammates by now. Alright, what we got here? This one lagging a bit behind. Ah, hang on. Just been in the clouds. As we pass through. Alright, the only thing I was this shame is you don't actually see an ammunition counter until you're clicking down really low. Oh, hello, player aircraft. Let's go after you, shall we? 79. The other things with these kind of operations, especially with historical ones as well, is if your opponent runs out of, like, if they all die before your team does, then you automatically win, so it's a pretty cool deal. So that's why it's pretty important just to focus on your player, the other players as well. Oh, and I clipped him, and there, that's what happens. So yeah, just a nudge, and I'm down. But there we go. Okay, so there we go, folks. That's a historical battle. So, bigger XP bonuses. Funnily enough, I find them quicker games as well because, yeah, nobody can respawn and stuff like that. So, thoroughly enjoyable. Anyway, folks, so that's been my little overview of War Thunder. My overall impression is that I'm very impressed by it. I was skeptical, as I said, when I was first sort of looked at it about a year ago, but they've come a long way. And with Guardian's pedigree from Wings of Prey, we're all expecting big things for this one. So, well, folks, that's me done for today. Thank you very much for watching once again. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.